Welcome to the Goosebump channel. Almost Friday TV are one of the most surprising rising stars in the current YouTube scene. For a long while, it felt like the YouTube sketch as a genre was dead. With the utter demise and collapse of college humor and transformation into Dropout, the last bastion of this subset of the website of the internet died. And it makes sense to some extent. Humor on the internet over the course of the past few years, starting by 2016, has shifted from well-structured jokes to a more surreal post-ironic state. And that's cool, but that also means that the more direct, structured approach of these skits and sketches just wasn't as successful anymore. Yet recently, the tide has been turning back. There are a lot of real, valid criticisms to be levied at YouTube Shorts and the entire phenomenon that TikTok started. But if there's one good thing to come out of it, it's the insurgence of smaller creators being able to blow up, getting eyes on their content, their art, that otherwise simply wouldn't have been there. And among that veritable sea of content is the deluge of new, incredibly funny sketch comedy channels being able to flex their chops in these short videos. American High, Chris and Jack, Cheese Parade, Wizards with Guns. There's one of them I didn't write down here. I forget what they're called. Dirt Rally, whatever they do, like the D&D stuff, but also the Office stuff. They're really funny. All of these comedy troupes have managed to ride the shorts wave into a semblance of fame, and they all deserve the recognition they've gotten over this time. But for me, the utter cream of the crop is Almost Friday TV. The first AFTV video I actually saw wasn't one I found through YouTube Shorts. No, I actually got their video trapped in my recommended tab, choosing to click on it due to a particular creator I recognized from the thumbnail. Now, at the time, I still thought this creator was funny, though I haven't actually watched any of his solo videos in a while, and there's other stuff, of course. Despite that, though, I went on to watch the video and was quickly flabbergasted. I did not know exactly what to expect when I first watched Trapped. I had an inkling that it was going to be some sort of comedy, but from the title, you couldn't exactly tell what the premise was. So, what was the premise? It was honestly super basic, something I would expect from like a 2012 college humor sketch. Our protagonist is at a house or frat party, and when he goes to look for a charger, he gets cornered by a notoriously annoying dude that everyone knows. Now he's, as the title suggests, trapped.
Roll credits.
So what makes this sketch so special? Firstly, there's the cinematography. Despite the intentional shaky cam all over this work, the understanding of framing and lighting is obvious from the very first second. Even this early on, we get shots like this.
Yo, Sean, do you know where I can find a charger? I'm on 10%.
Where our protag is framed very small and in focus to show a sense of isolation as his friends are teasing him about his choice of playlist. Then we have the framing of Brett, played by the incredible Will Angus. Brett is continuously framed incredibly close to the camera, letting the audience feel firsthand how Brett gets in the protag's face and invades their personal space. And throughout the sequence, we get more shots of our protag with the camera closer to their face, once again reflecting that sense of unwanted intimacy in one's shrinking personal space. And then we get to Almost Friday's trademark. They heighten that shit. What elevates a sketch beyond a simple recitation of a hashtag relatable thing that happened to you once is the heightening of stakes. You take this real life situation and you go, and then it. You go further with the basic concept, and Almost Friday TV are masters at this craft. In seconds, these guys managed to build a mythos around this Brett guy, managed to make him and his boring ass conversations seem like something straight out of myth, complete with an Achilles heel.
How to save a life? Really?
He's here. No.
You can't be. Who's here?
So it's this pilot based on my childhood, and Quibi has the rights. Here, take it.
Brett Morris, the most unlikable human being on planet Earth. He corners you at parties just to trap you in a conversation that you can't get out of. Every minute in his world is an hour in ours.
From this point on, this sketch is a story of sacrifice, of goodwill triumphing over evil. And what makes it work so well is that they don't lampshade this premise for a second. You get invested in this conflict, in this stupid-ass premise, because they are so sincere in it. And throughout all of it, they still pull off some killer punchlines. It's a masterclass in sketch comedy and short filmmaking, setups, punchlines, beautifully crafted cinematography, incredible character writing that manages to invest us in very trite, tropey archetypes within minutes. It's gorgeous. And it's not just a one-off. This is what Almost Friday do every time. And to really show that off, I want to talk about my favorite AFTV sketch. How it feels scrolling through Netflix Top 10. Even after watching this sketch like at least 10 times, I feel like I've barely scratched the surface of all it really has to offer. But let me just lay out the premise real quick. The title is pretty self-explanatory. Pretty much throughout the sketch, we follow someone scrolling through Netflix and YouTube looking for someone to watch. Looking for something to watch, I mean. Already, I thought this was a great premise. It's unique and allows for a style of filmmaking that comes less naturally to a filmmaker. And there's some great jokes here already as we get pastiches of Netflix original action slog in Agent London, those super slow and self-serious dramas, and one of the single funniest one-shot jokes in Crazy in Love.
100 women, one man, and one shaky twist. I'm Corey, and I have schizophrenia. Not only do I believe that there are 100 people in this room, get out of my head! I believe that one of them will be my wife.
Yet as we go further, this Agent London franchise keeps coming back. We find out that it's a global success with a special focus on its main character actor, Charlie Von Pierce. Once again, we start with a generally broad premise and quickly get pulled into a more focused, cinematic story. Slowly, we find out about Von Pierce's on-set misconduct, about the murky matters surrounding his manager's death, his protege Jack Martin, and his sudden disappearance. If you want to know how this sketch ends, I'd really suggest watching it yourself because I'm going to spoil it in a few seconds in a super boring way by just telling you what happens. At the end of the sketch, we zoom out and find out that Von Pierce has been watching this TV the whole time after being kidnapped by Jack Martin. Martin espouses his grand plan. They have a final showdown and Von Pierce finally gets the upper hand and kills him. This is a beautiful piece of cinema. Throughout all of this, the whole work, we still get some incredible jokes on the side, including one of my favorites at 239.
I said I'm white, I'm not that white.
Yet overall, they managed to create such an intriguing tale. They pull us into the mystery and prompt us to question what we're seeing on screen while delivering us hints the whole time. I mean, smoking the gun? Seriously? It is such an incredible production, from writing to cinematography, from concept to execution, and that's why I think AFTV are so special. Sketches are making a return, like I said, and I truly do believe AFTV are the kings of this new wave. They have mastered a specific brand of dramedy that is so unique to YouTube. Short films with a focus on comedy that aren't scared to have a flair for the dramatic and don't hold back on anything in fear of censors. These sketches will get as raunchy as YouTube will physically let them, and I think it's incredible. Anyway, this is my first video of the year, so if you made it all the way here, Happy New Year, and thanks for watching all of it. It's a bit of a shallow topic, I'll concur, but I really wanted to throw my 2 cents in the ring as to why I believe AFTV are so special in this new wave of sketch comedy. And, you know, I really truly believe they are. If you like this video, consider giving me a sub or maybe pledging to my Patreon. And with that said, I'll see you guys in the next video.